And it's Wednesday, March the 3rd, 2021, and today I'm thinking about Charles Morgan Starnes, principal of Tuscola High School for 23 years. Principal for so many of us, including my sister, my brother, and myself. During my senior year at Tuscola, I was president of the student body, and for reasons that are still unknown to me, Mr. Starnes gave me permission to walk into the office at any given time and pick up the microphone and make an announcement on the PA system. I don't know why he did that, but he told me that I could, and often I did, as some of you may remember. Some of those times I would even read scripture and offer prayer, and he never said a word about it. One time Mr. Starnes had a serious conversation with me, and he told me that he thought that I really ought to consider going into school administration, that he thought I really was cut out for that. And I told him I was thinking that God was calling me into ministry. He said, well, if that's what the Lord wants you to do, that's what you need to do. But I'm telling you, I think you'd make a good principal. That was a real encouragement to me that I thought that he thought that much of me. I remember some years later when I was home visiting and I ran into him at Ammons Drive-In, and he was running in the primary for the North Carolina House of Representatives. He didn't win in the primary, but at the time he was running. And we were sitting there having a hot dog, and he looked over the table at me and he said, I'll tell you right now, if you were living around here, you'd be my campaign manager. And I laughed to myself and I thought, here I am a pastor and he thinks I could be a campaign manager for somebody running for a North Carolina State House seat. But again, I took it as an encouragement that somehow he thought that much of me. We had a lot of conversations after I moved back to Waynesville, whether it was at Duval's or at Clyde's, just touching base and talking about things, and I don't have time to go into all of that. But he always continued to be an encouragement, treated me with respect, and we always parted on a good word. And so today, I simply want to thank the Lord for Mr. Starnes, an imperfect human being like all of us are, but a person that God used in my life to offer me encouragement when I needed it. And so, as his remains are laid to rest there in the hallowed hills of Haywood County, I want to thank the Lord for all of those that he's used in our lives through the years, to be there when we needed them, to do the things that were necessary. I know every spring of the year, many of us will remember the sounds of that "the sap is rising" speech resonating in our ears. Nobody could do that like he could. And yet, how thankful I am that the Lord has given us a goodly heritage. And I want to remind all of us that command in Scripture, which would have us to honor our parents, honor your father and your mother, that your days may be long upon the earth, is also applicable when it comes to anyone who's in authority, that we honor them and remember them as we should, not because they are perfect, but because God placed these instruments in our lives to guide us, flawed though they may be, and remembering that we too are flawed, and yet we are here. And may God use us to guide others, to be a role model in the lives of those around us, and to give thanks for his provision. May God bless you as you think about that.